giving his icebreaker speech in his part Persuasive Influence Level 1 project. So time limit would be 4 to 6 minutes. The purpose of the speech is to introduce himself to the club and learn basic structure of public speech. It could be humorous, it could be informational, or any style that appeals you. All the best, Gautam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Hema. And the new member, I would say one of the best addition to Meraki, being a lawyer. Gautam, as his profession, we did not had that passion. Earlier we had a member who has now moved to Kerala. He was one of our IP lawyer. Now we have another lawyer added, and Gopinath as well. So welcoming the icebreaker speaker, Gautam, my reminiscence, Gautam.
So I'm going to start with an introduction about my family. So we are a family of 5. My dad is in the construction business. My mom is a wonderful homemaker. My elder brother is Arvind is a maxillofacial surgeon. Basically, for those who are wondering what a maxillofacial surgeon does, he's someone who operates for facial cancer, and if in case you have any dislocations in your face. My sister-in-law is a surgeon as well, so she operates for, she does nerve corrections in the face. My niece is gone to the 7th grade and she's studying in Bhavans in Kilpauk. So then to tell about my schooling, I did my first half of my schooling until the 7th grade in Shishya. And so when my brother, who was about 2 years elder to me, started becoming this Shishya brat, my parents decided to shift us out of Shishya, and then when I got myself admitted into Vanavani Higher Secondary School. So it was a extreme shift. So it was like studying with complete snobs, and then you get thrown into a forest. So where we have kids who are very warm-hearted, but it's like literally living in the forest. Yeah. So after I finished my I managed to complete my schooling. I came in flying colors in the commerce group. I was the topper in the commerce group. And after finished my schooling, I took up law. Since my granddad was also an advocate, and started my journey. I got my admission in Symbiosis Law College, and by then it was the 6th best law college in the country. And then when I had gone for my admission, since my friend was 1 year senior to me, and by name Uttam, he had already was studying there. So he decided to, so I went there about a month in advance, and I was staying with him. I had my base set up and all that. My dad had to come in to pay the admission fees alone. So he came about a week in advance to pay the admission fees, and then he went around the city, and we traveled quite a bit. And after a couple of days, he said, Gautam, idu namukku set avadhu, nee veetukku vandru. And he packed me, and then he said, he loaded my pocket, and he said, you can do whatever you want, have fun for the next 1 month, but I'm sorry, but you will have to come back home to Chennai and you will have to study. And luckily by then I had got my admission in School of Excellence in Law as well over here in Chennai. But so then I started my journey, and you all know how law college typically works. So we are in boycotts all the time. But for me, I was lucky that, you know, though we were in boycotts, I was able to gain some experience, and I was able to work with all the top law firms in Chennai. So which later on reflected when I had applied for my PG. So whenever I wanted to, I felt completely stuck at home being in Chennai. So I wanted a way to escape from home, and the only way that I could possibly think of then was to tell parents that you're going to go study further. So what I decided to do is I enrolled myself in a master's degree. It was a distance education program which was offered by National Law School, Bangalore. And so 1 week before the exam, I would travel to Bangalore, go have a fun time. And I think in those 5 years, I managed to clear only 2 papers. And it was more for me, it was only about going to Bangalore and having a good time and coming back. And then the work experience finally paid off. Whatever I gained during my college days. So when I had applied for my master's at Tulane Law School, which is in New Orleans, I was able to get a half scholarship, which was very helpful then. And for those Tulane Law School is in New Orleans, and if you all have a chance to, there's a festival which is called Mardi Gras. You can look it up. If you'll have a chance to visit the States and if you're a part of this Mardi Gras, it's a festival on a whole new level. So it's, I would say you should really experience that. And so after my college, my master's, I came back. I'm not someone who leaves something half-baked. I realized I had 12 papers to clear in my degree in Bangalore. So in 2 shots, I cleared all the 12 papers, and then we had completed that degree as well. And I'm proud to say that, amongst the entire batch of all of us who had joined the master's degree in Bangalore, only 2 of us had completed the degree successfully. And then I took up profession. I joined an office called Raghunathan Rajagopal and Raghunathan's office. I hope I didn't go ahead. Just 1 second. Yeah. So by profession, I had started at this office called Rajagopal and Raghunathan. So 5 years, I worked like a complete workaholic. I would work about for 16 to 18 hours a day. And but Fridays was always my me time. So like I'm not sure how many of you have seen that Buddy Will joke. He'll be traveling in an auto. He'll be having a customer on the backside. He'll go correctly and stop at 6 p.m. He'll see the time and the vehicle will take a complete halt. So that was my lifestyle. So I worked completely through the week. But on a Friday evening, my friend's house would always be there. He was then staying as a hostelite. So we'd all end up in his house and we would have a full fun time. And then work would restart from the very next day. And so then my work went on completely. I was glad that 5 years, all that working hard really paid off. In the 5th year of my working, I was offered to become a partner, and that was when I realized that it was time for me to. I was capable enough of having my own practice. So then I started my own practice, and then the journey continued thereafter. And then while I was doing my practice, when I started my practice, practice didn't take off very well. It was not very flowery. So then my dad was my first client, and I can say even today is the best client. And we had, so then I had also worked with the Advocate General's office, and then my journey to Toastmasters. Somebody at another club that I'm a part of, Rotary Club Meraki, had suggested that I can, it would improve my public speaking, and that's why I'm here. Thank you so much.